What's going on, guys? It's Greg here. Just wanted to do a quick review of the Maxpedition 12x5 canteen holder. So it's very rugged. You know, it's typical Maxpedition gear. It's very solid. It's got the nice high quality nylon. It's 1,000 denier nylon. You can see the logo here, Maxpedition. I forget the name of this color. It's not olive green. I think it's like it's a different type of green, foliage green. That's what it's called, foliage green. It has the molly here. I'll show you the molly. It's got 3 rows of molly, and it has the Velcro in between. It's got some Velcro on the top. On either side, you got these D-rings right here, you know, so if you want to hang it, you can tie a piece of paracord. You know, you can tie a piece of paracord and sling it over your shoulder, you know. You can clip it onto your backpack. You can do a lot of things with these D-rings. They're plastic D-rings. It's got this this webbing strap here, which is adjustable. I think that's like a 1-inch webbing strap. It's thick material. It's like heavy duty nylon, typical of Maxpedition products. It's got a clip here. Show you the clip. It's very you know, it has a good spring tension to it. Doesn't feel flimsy or cheap. It's got nice texturing on it, you know, so if you need to grip it, you know, you can get a good positive feeling, you know, that you're gripping it. Looks like it's got a little hole there. I don't know what that would be for. I guess if you want to, you know, lash it to something. It's got Maxpedition written on it right here. This is like some type of a metal, maybe like an aluminum. I can't really tell, but it's got good spring tension here. You know, you can clip your keys to this. You can clip a flashlight to this, or a keychain light, you know, if you want to have like a light, you know, nearby. You know, you can have like an emergency kit just in this pouch, you know. It's got 4 rows of molly on either side. You know, 4x2 on the left and right sides, see. Then on the back you got, what is that, 5 rows of molly, you know. So there's a lot of ways you can attach this. You could attach it like this, you know, from the back side. You know, that's gonna, if you're attaching that, let's say, to your backpack, it may stick out a little more. So if in that case, you can use the one of the sides here, and you can attach it to your backpack like this, so it doesn't stick out as much. Let's see what else. Yeah, it's got nice padding. It's very well padded, and it has a good rigidity to it. So even like when you don't have anything in it, it keeps its shape, you know, and it has good insulation to it. I'll show you in a second when I open it up. It has good insulation. So, you know, insulation is important, especially in the winter time. Let's say, you know, you boiled some water. Let's say, you know, you boiled some water, and you throw this in your pack. If it's really cold outside, you know, you don't want it to freeze up like right away, because then when you're going to be thirsty and you want to drink it, you know, it's going to be a block of ice. So the insulation is good. It'll retain that warmth. It'll protect it from the outside. These look like paracord zipper pulls. Nothing fancy, you know, they're just tied, you know, and like looks like a figure-8 knot. So let's see, there's a pocket on the outside. The pocket's kind of slim. That's the only thing I would say that I dislike about this. But it's really a small thing, you know, thing that I dislike. I mean, you know, the pocket's a little bit too slim for my liking. I would like it to be a little bit bigger. You know, but you could still fit your water filtration kit. You know, if you have like a Sawyer mini filter, you could fit the Sawyer in there, no problem. You know, with the plunger as well, and some water purification tablets, maybe a lighter. You know, and this is where you'll keep all your water related stuff and maybe fire starting stuff. You can keep it in that pocket. So let's open up the pocket. I'll show you what I got in the pocket first. So it just has one zipper pull for the outside pocket, and it just opens around. It's got nice, you know, the zippers are very heavy duty, you know, they're nice and heavy duty, and they have a very tactile feel. You know, you can feel that you're zippering it, but it's not too stiff. It's just right, you know. It's smooth, but it's strong, it's sturdy. So let me just unzipper it here. Alright, so I'll open up the pouch here and I'll show you what I got inside. So first I got a bandana. You know, this is just has many different uses. You know, I can primarily, my use for the bandana is if I want to make like a field filtration kit. You know, if let's say I have some water that's kind of dirty, it has a lot of turbidity in it, you know, it has a lot of sediment, then I can filter it with some stones and some sand. You know, I can open up the bandana, place it over the opening of my canteen or my cup, and I could put some stones in it and basically make like a, you know, like a filter. Imagine like a coffee filter basically, you know, and then pour the water through. Then in here, this is just, I have some activated charcoal in here. This is just a USO, you know, you can buy these from, or UCO stormproof match case. You know, you can buy these cases from UCO without the matches in them, and they're like a hard plastic, you know, watertight. It's got a O-ring seal on them, you know, so you could put anything that you want to keep dry in here. In here I just have some activated charcoal. If you don't know what activated charcoal is, it's the stuff that you use in fish tank filters. What it does is it cleans the water. You know, that's how, when I was a kid, I had a fish tank, and you know, I had the activated charcoal. I would put it in the filter, and basically what the filter does is you know, it recycles the water for the fish, because the fish have to poop just like we do. And you know, because the tank is small, the poop builds up after a while, and it would poison and kill the fish, you know. So the activated charcoal, it just when you run the water through the filter, the activated charcoal absorbs all the toxins from the water and all the poop and feces and stuff, because you know, activated charcoal basically, it's like a superheated carbon. You know, it's heated in a furnace, and on the outside of the charcoal, it's very porous, you know, so it absorbs any kind of toxins, heavy metals, pesticides, you know, maybe petrochemicals, anything. So what I would do is, like, if I'm in an urban environment or an urban terrain, you know, what I would do is I would take some of this activated charcoal. Let's say I have to take water out of like a dirty creek somewhere in like a city, like a storm drain or something, or even just any kind of urban water source where, you know, there's a potential for having contamination, you know, from chemicals or whatnot. You know, what I would do is I would take some of the activated charcoal, I would put it in my bandana, place the bandana over my canteen or my cup, and I would filter it through a few times. You know, this way it'll remove all any kind of toxins, chemicals, or, you know, man-made toxins. It will also take out some biological toxins as well. So that's definitely good to have, especially if you're, you know, if you have it for like a get-home bag, which is what I have. This is for, like, if I was going in the wilderness, I wouldn't bring this, you know, because there's not going to be any chemicals in the wilderness. But it's definitely a good thing to have. You know, it doesn't weigh anything. It weighs nothing, you know, and it could, you know, it could save your life. It could keep you from getting sick. In here, I just have a fish spreader. I got it from the Pathfinder store. You know, basically what you do with this is, if you have your canteen, you know, and you want to remove it from your fire, you know, you just stick it in the opening. You know, let it open, and it'll lift your you can lift your canteen out, and, you know, carry it from the fire. You can also hang it from above the fire. You know, if you have like a chain or some kind of cordage, you know, you can hang your canteen over the fire if you want to do that. You could also use this to dip it in like a stream after, let's say you boiled your water and you want to cool it down. You know, you can very carefully dip it into like a shallow stream or shallow pool of water, so it'll cool the water down faster. you know, so you don't have to wait like 30 minutes or an hour for the water to cool down. And then in here I just have some, this is the Potable Aqua brand. I have just a bunch of chlorine dioxide water purification tablets. I have a small vial of iodine, but I'm not a big fan of iodine because some people are allergic to it. It doesn't taste good, and it's also not as effective as chlorine dioxide. So chlorine dioxide, if you guys don't know what that is, that's what's used in municipal water supplies to, you know, that's where you get that chlorine taste when you drink water from the tap in like a city. You know, they use chlorine dioxide because it's strong and it's safe. You know, it's not bad for you. I don't know how many, I got quite a bit. You know, one of these tablets filters like, or it works for like 32 ounces of water. I think I have like probably 20 tablets in here, so you know, I could filter, you know, probably 10 gallons of water with this, you know, treat 10 gallons of water. You have to read up, if, you know, chlorine dioxide is not going to work against everything. Water purification tablets don't work against everything. It's actually mostly works for bacteria and viruses. It has a low to medium strength against any kind of parasites or parasitic cysts, you know, like Giardia lamblia, any kind of parasites, like especially here in the Northeast, up here in New York, the main parasite is Giardia. But any kind of parasitic microorganism or cysts, it's not going to work as well against the cysts. You know, if you want to use it for that, you have to let it sit in the water for up to 4 hours if you want full treatment. If you're concerned about, you know, parasites, then you want to let this sit. First you want to filter the water so it's as clear as possible, because if you have water that's murky or dirty, like if it's mixed in with some sediment, or, you know, it's just murky water, it has organic matter in it and it's kind of murky, it's not going to work. It's not going to be as effective, you know, because the chlorine tablet's not going to have as much contact. You know, but if you want full benefit of chlorine dioxide, you have to let it sit for 4 hours, and you want the water as clear as possible. So if you're just looking to treat quickly for bacteria and viruses, you know, 30 minutes is the recommended contact time, up to an hour. 30 minutes to an hour, I would say, depending on, you know, how warm the water is. The colder the water, the longer you're going to want to have it sit. But just remember that chlorine this I have is just as an emergency. If I can't boil my water for some reason, if I'm really dehydrated, you know, if I don't have time to boil water. Let's say if it's like an urban scenario, let's say I don't have time to boil water, you know, because it's just too dangerous, or I don't have materials for a fire, then I'm just gonna take the risk and throw one of these tablets in, let it sit for a little while, and I'll just drink the water, because the risk of dehydration is worse than the risk of getting sick, you know. Even if you get a parasite, you know, you'll get diarrhea and you'll get sick, but it takes a few days for you to get sick. You're not going to get sick like right away. You know, so just remember that, you know, chlorine dioxide and iodine, any kind of water purification tablets, they're not 100% foolproof. Because it's winter right now here in New York, it's winter time. I don't have a water filter in here. Normally I would have a Sawyer Mini. I have a Sawyer Mini. I have 2 Sawyer Minis, and I would keep the Sawyer Mini filter in here. But you know, because it's winter time, I don't want the filter to freeze and crack. You know, water filters are only good in the summertime. So you're looking at my wintertime kit. Even in the summertime, I don't like to rely on water filters. You know, because you don't know if there's like a manufacturing mistake, something got damaged to the filter, you know, you could get sick, you know. So the best way, in my opinion, is to boil water, you know. So, you know, and with this 12 by 5 canteen holder, you know, you can hold a 64-ounce canteen, no problem. You know, I have the clean canteen 64-ounce stainless steel canteen in here, but you know, it'll also fit, you know, this is the Pathfinder canteen as well. So I'm just gonna open up the canteen finally. I'll get to the you know, bread and butter of the video here. So the zippers are very nice. You know, they're just right, just like the outside pocket is. You know, you have like probably about ½ inch of padding here on the top, or maybe even, yeah, it's about ½ inch of like really thick padding, almost like a, you know, like a backpack type padding that they use on a backpack. You know, it's pretty thick, so it'll protect the top if you have, you know, something heavy on here. You know, you're not gonna crush your canteen, or if you know, have any objects in here, you're not gonna crush it. You know, this fits my. This is the Oli Camp 16. I think it's a little more than 16 ounces. It'll also fit the GSI cup. Let's see. So I got 16-ounce cup. The reason I like this one over the GSI is because it's stamped. You know, the ounces is stamped on the cup. You know, the GSI, I think it's engraved in laser, which, you know, if it gets dirty, there's carbon on it. After a while, you're not going to be able to see how many ounces is on there. So, you know, when it's stamped, it's better, you know, because you'll always see it no matter how dirty it is. And then in here, I just have my 64-ounce clean canteen, and I got the metal cap on it. Just going to take it out. Just give me 1 sec. Okay. Alright, so I took the canteen out. See, clean canteen. The reason I like the 64-ounce one, it's kind of big for like a short-term trip, you know, but for like a bug-out bag or a get-home bag, it's perfect, because you can hold ½ a gallon of water in here, and it's nice and wide. I don't know how wide it is exactly. I think it's like 4 or 5 inches wide. So it sits nicely, you know. You don't have to worry about it tipping over, especially if you have it in a fire. If it's like on an uneven surface, let's say you're trying to boil this, you don't have to worry. It's pretty stable, you know. It's not gonna, as you see, I'm trying to push it over. I dropped it once, but as you see, it didn't really affect it. You know, it's just a little dent, no problem. So this, I'll show you the bag holder here. You know, it's nicely insulated. You know, it's got this nice insulation here. You know, it's thick. You know, it's probably about 1/4 inch thick. So, you know, I definitely recommend this bottle bag. You know, it's got a lot of uses. It's just a really nice bag. It's definitely worth the money. It's got a drain hole on the bottom. It's pretty wide. You know, even with this canteen in here, I still have room. You know, I can still put stuff on the side if I wanted to put like a wooden spoon in there. If I wanted to put like a spork, I could slide it, you know, in between the canteen, you know, next to the canteen inside this holder. And I'll just show you, it's YKK zippers. You know, all the zippers are YKK. So, you know, you can't really, you can't go wrong, you know. So that's it, guys. You know, so basically, you know, I'll show you, you'll be able to fit a cup on top, which is nice. So you can put your canteen in here. You know, and then I got my canteen, and then I can fit my cup, and it fits perfectly, you know, and then I just zipper it up, you know, and it's good to go. So I highly recommend this this bottle holder. You know, it's very good. It's worth the money, high quality. So thanks for watching, and I hope this helped you out. I'll see you on the next one. God bless.